Good evening. Campaigning and fundraising for young epilepsy has been a big part of my life for over 3 years now. Tonight I'll be speaking about why I fundraise, the events and activities I've been a part of, my personal story, and also what this amazing charity offers. So firstly, a little bit about me. In 2004, I had my first epileptic seizure. It was the first of a number of nighttime seizures over a period of a few years. They didn't particularly affect my everyday life, and I thought that I'd probably grown out of them. Then, in April 2010, I suffered a major daytime seizure, which led to a blue light ambulance trip to A&E, a night in intensive care, and a week at St George's Hospital, Tooting. I was monitored day and night and had a number of tests during what was a very difficult time. I left with a new diagnosis, daily and emergency medication, and my parents were given CPR training. Looking back on that week, I think I can safely say it wasn't the greatest Easter holiday I've ever had. Over the next 2 years, I had a number of seizures which often meant trips to hospital, emergency medication, days wiped out by seizure, and changes in my daily medication. And with this came the joys of all the side effects. Throughout this turbulent time, I was given an enormous amount of support by Young Epilepsy. They are a national charity based in Lingfield, working exclusively on behalf of children and young people with epilepsy. They provide expert information, training and advice to families, health, social care and education professions, are at the forefront of research into the condition, influence policy and practice, raise awareness of the condition and help to remove stigma and discrimination, campaign to improve access to quality health and education services with the aim for all young people with epilepsy to gain confidence, independence and ultimately a better quality of life. They have a residential school, further education college and a diagnostic and health clinic on their campus. They also have a telephone helpline, which means families like mine can call for information, support or even just to have a sympathetic ear. In 2012, I took part in their Inclusion in Education research project and trialled their new mobile phone app, which diaries seizures and alerts you to take the medication. I also tested and fed back on their online interactive school resources and took part in other surveys and questionnaires. In December 2013, I gave a speech and accepted a cheque on behalf of the charity at the Surrey Freemasons event. I was starting to become incredibly popular with the team at Young Epilepsy, and this will continue through the following year. In 2014, I was again very active as an ambassador for the charity. I was part of a small group of other young people with my condition, all in a similar position to me, who shared experiences and discussed how similar, but at the same time very different, our journeys had affected our emotions as well as our lives in general. I took the opportunity to raise money whenever I could and even attended Young Epilepsy's Manifesto for Change at the House of Commons to tie in with the Children and Families Act and the government's legislation on supporting pupils in schools with medical conditions. This year, 2015, has definitely been the most successful for me, not only for promising GCSE results, but also in terms of the charity. On March 26th, I was invited to City Hall in London for Young Epilepsy's annual Champions Awards. This was a star-studded evening with celebrity guests compared by broadcaster and journalist Nicholas Owen. After hundreds of nominations from across the country and a tough shortlisting and judging process, I was crowned the 2015 Inspirational Champion for the work, dedication and support that I give to the charity. Last summer, I decided to plan, organise and host a fundraising event of my own. I wanted it to be a party with food, drink, entertainment and music, as well as lots of money being raised for Young Epilepsy. My Purple Party in May of this year, purple being the recognised colour for epilepsy, was the result of a 9-month process of preparation, including designing flyers, sending out invites, approaching businesses for sponsorship and raffle prizes, arranging catering and decorations, and the result was a roaring success. 140 guests and other supporters helped to raise £4,250, which was then matched by a very generous leading benefactor who had followed my campaigning. Through other totals coming in from businesses local and afar, I have so far raised in the region of £10,150 for Young Epilepsy in this year alone. I suppose I'm allowed to, at this point to say that the Purple Party event was held just 4 days after I was at the Royal Albert Hall performing an opera, of which the lyrics were written by none other than Sir Richard Stilgoe. So, Sir Richard, just for you, I think I would be right in saying that with all I have done for young epilepsy, and in spite of my condition, I really have played the freedom game. Finally, in the last couple of weeks, I was back in Parliament helping to launch the Epilepsy Passport. On this occasion, I visited the Royal College of Paediatric and Child Health to be filmed and interviewed, and then delivered a speech in front of special guests, including MPs and leading medical professionals, in one of the dining rooms in the House of Commons. The wallet-sized passport is being introduced nationally to enable every young person and child with a condition to carry around a seizure history diary, a record of medication, emergency contact details and treatment plans specific to them. This is important because although a lot of people immediately associate seizures with convulsing on the floor, there are actually over 40 types of seizure, and convulsions make up less than 10% of these. This brilliant product will bring peace of mind during transitions of care, such as when I go to university. Although it gave me a sense of pride to stand there, speak, and then answer questions about the product, I have to say my favourite part of the day was having a guided tour of the chamber in the House of Commons, as well as looking around the House of Lords, and standing on the balcony of the Houses of Parliament, overlooking the Thames and waving to the tourists enjoying their boat rides. To finish, I would like to share with you that I've been fortunate enough to have remained seizure-free for almost 3 years and have recently come off daily medication. On the bright side, this means I can start driving lessons in a matter of months, but not all young people have this advantage, as life can be a constant struggle for those living with the condition, the most common neurological illness in children. This will drive me to continue to raise awareness of the condition and support young epilepsy through future fundraising. Thank you very much.